Hey, friends, welcome back to another episode of the School of Life podcast. I've missed y'all. And if you haven't noticed by now, we are on YouTube and you can finally see my smiling face. Y'all, it has been 10 long months since we've had a good chat about life, adulting, being our best selves, and I am back to get us back on track. Today, I'm going to expose all the secrets about why I've been away for 10 months. And we're going to dive into a little bit about what's been going on in my world before I give you some homework and we wrap up. Before I get to running my mouth though, y'all already know the drill. Nothing has changed. Grab your note-taking tools because School of Life is now in session.
I gotta pay these student loans. That's adults with the score doing the most. That's adulting, moving out of mom's house. That's adulting, but it's all gonna work out. That's adulting, I need a legal side hustle. That's adulting, cause these bills got me in trouble. That's adulting, journey's course is never planned. That's adulting, just leave it in God's hands. Cause that's adulting.
So let's talk about it. I've been away. It's no secret. The consistency train just it did not exist in my life, but we're back and we're better. But I want to talk about the truth about what caused me to stay away for what feels like a really long time. Honestly, I've accepted that I had a fear of succeeding. And let me explain. In thinking about podcasting and the fact that I've been a podcaster for almost 5 years now, which is crazy, I haven't seen someone who looks like me, who has my background, who shares the same kind of mojo that I do when it comes to podcasting, do this and do it for a long time. And I don't mean someone like on social media or the influencer girlies and all of that, but people in my circle, in my life, who get this. And so when you are doing something new that you haven't seen done before, it's easy to fall into imposter syndrome. And that's honestly what happened with me. But I had a really, really good, long 10-month conversation with my friends, my family, my parents about what this means and why it's important for me to be consistent and show up for this podcast. It's my baby, and I am here to grow this baby, raise this child, and make it all that it needs to be. So let's dive into what that fear looked like. I know I had a fear of being seen. And there was a clip a while ago on social media talking about don't be scared to be seen trying. That was me. I didn't want to be seen doing too much, talking too much, all the things. But the truth is, if I'm going to do this, I have to show up, and I have to show up as my best every time that I show up. And so that fear of being seen kept me procrastinating, making excuses, not spending the money where I said I would spend the money. And so here we are. We don't care about if people see us or not. I'm doing YouTube for God's sake, and I never wanted to do YouTube. But here we are. So welcome. You know what? I also had a fear of truly being great. I'm going to be honest. A lot of things in my life came easy in terms of work-wise. Now, y'all know my life has not been easy. And if you don't know, go back and listen to some of those past episodes. You have 44 to catch up on. But work-wise, schoolwork, like all of those things, my talents came really easy. And so when I got to a place where I was doing something that was unconventional, something that was new, it's like I shied away from what it could be until I saw other people living the life that I aspired from a podcasting standpoint. And so that fear of truly being great was holding me back. And I realized that by just being honest with myself. And then lastly, I felt that I didn't have a blueprint for success. Like I said, things have kind of been mapped out. You grow up, you finish high school, you go to college, you get the job, all the things. I've done that. Got 2 degrees. Anything that I needed to do on paper, we've checked the boxes. But when you talk about stepping out into the world and sharing more about your story with the intention to help people, being transparent, welcoming the world into the deepest, most inner thoughts around adulting, something we know is crazy. There is no blueprint. And so I had to really sit down and say, look, Jay, there isn't one, but you are the blueprint. You're creating the blueprint. And so considering all of those things, I had to get real with myself about what this podcast meant to me, what it means to you all, and thank you to my OGs for being here, and how I will continue to grow the show. So, thinking of those things, I'm back and I'm better, and I'm really excited about what season 5 will bring. So, now that we've got all of that out of the way, and you know my deepest, most inner thoughts about fear and all the things, let's talk about what's been going on in my life. Y'all know I love to give a little bit of a tea here. So, firstly, self care. I'm working on becoming a gym girly. We're not all the way there yet, but I did go to the gym 5 times already this year, and that counts for something because that's more than I went last year. Okay, so we're working on getting in the gym, the fitness, all the things. Secondly, I set myself up for success in terms of my goals by creating a new goals format. Y'all probably saw this on TikTok or Instagram, but I created a bingo goals card, and I saw someone call it BinGOALS. It was real cute. But I created a bingo goals card and I categorized all of my goals. So, like relational, financial, professional development, all the things. And I feel that by doing this, it helps me clearly see like what are the focuses of the year versus just writing it on a piece of paper. Maybe it's me. I'm a visual learner. I like creative things. And so I see that as a big part of my self-care journey and really taking care of myself and completing the task I said I wanted to complete. So in the gym, barely, but we get in there. And then new goals format. Second thing that's been up with me, I'm getting my health together. Y'all, I have spent the last year at the dentist's office. And if you don't follow me on Instagram and you've never seen my face, I have braces now, and they are only 2 weeks old. It has been a journey getting to this point. I actually made a TikTok video about how growing up poor, you can't afford good dental care. So when you get it, when you become an adult and you finally can, you end up spending thousands of dollars. And literally 2 weeks ago, $1,800 on these here teeth. So we're going to get them straight. We're going to get them together. And I'm really excited about that part of my health because I've always, well, as an adult, I've gone to the dentist regularly, but not as a kid. And so now that I can afford to, it just means a lot. And I know that sounds so trivial maybe, but it's important. Like it's deep for me, and so I'm excited that I get to afford great dental care and have braces. So excited. Other health areas I'm pretty steady with. I go to the eye doctor, go to the regular doctor, but the dentist has always been like that pain point because it's expensive, and so I'm again excited to be able to afford honestly this luxury. Third, my career. Now, I'm going to do a whole episode on my latest career transition. I think it's in a couple of episodes, so stay tuned. But long story short, I switched career industries. If you've been a listener for a while, you know that I worked in marketing and communications for the last 8, 9, 10 years. But I am now in the alternative investment space, and it's going good. I'm learning a lot. Private equity has a nice ring to it. I used to think it was a white man's job. Didn't know black people worked in private equity, but here I am, young black girl from Birmingham, Alabama, country and all. We are taking up space in the industry. So I will share all things private equity and my transition in a couple of episodes, but I am excited that I'm blessed to have this opportunity and it contributes to me being able to afford luxuries like having this podcast, like having braces, like living in a great apartment, all the things. So shout out to myself for establishing a good career. Next, y'all know I love that man. I am in a healthy, thriving relationship. And let me just set the record straight. When it comes to that one, don't let it come to that one. And that's all I'll say there. I also am planning to do an episode on the amount of work that healthy relationships take and how to get out of your own way, especially us ladies, because y'all know we be tripping sometimes. Whether you want to admit it or not, it's you, sis. It's not that man, it's you. And so I'm going to do an episode later in the season just about the mindset shift and the harsh truths we have to face in terms of being in a healthy relationship. And then lastly, I'm a real estate investor. I believe I talked about real estate last season. I really don't remember, but I am officially a real estate investor. Well, I've officially been one for 3 years when I first put that money up. Okay, let's talk about the money. But there's a property with my name on it, name on the deed, all the things, LLCs and deeds are confirmed and conferred, and all the amazing things that comes with that. Y'all know I do not glamorize having LLCs because social media culture, they make it seem like that's all you need. But having a true business structure and operating effectively and efficiently is the key. And I feel blessed again that I am a real estate investor through those avenues. So I definitely will talk more about real estate this season because I love it. I've grown a passion for it. I do want to put a disclaimer out there though. I'm not in real estate to teach other people, sell a court. That's not me. Y'all know that's not me. I'm in real estate to line my own pockets, okay? There won't be any course teaching and all of that. The most you're going to get is some tips on this podcast, but very transparently, real estate is one avenue to build the generational wealth that people are always talking about. And so me becoming a real estate investor is really setting myself up for optimal success. When I think about having a family, all the things, I'll have those deeds and LLCs to back me up. So that's what's been up with me. I feel like that was a lot, but I know it's been a long time and we have to cover everything, well, not everything, most things that I have tackled in the last 10 months. As we transition, I want to share a few takeaways though, because I feel that it's important to also highlight the lessons that I've learned over the course of the last 10 months. So while yes, things sound like they've been on the up and up, don't let it fool you. Never be fooled by the snippets and the highlight reels. Life has also had its challenging moments. You guys know I do not get on here and proclaim that life is perfect. This is all about transparency and truth. Relatable adulting lessons. And so while I share the good and what's been going on in my world, I also want to share some lessons that I've learned over the last 10 months that have really grounded me in how I'm showing up today. So it's 2 lessons I want to share. The first one, I have to show up or I have to shut up. And that's a harsh reality. I talked so long about, I want to do this with the podcast. I want to do that. I want to do, girl, are you going to do it or not? And that was me talking to me in the mirror. And eventually it was my man saying it too. He like, look, either you're going to talk about it or you're going to be about it. Then it was my friends. Okay, we talking about it or we're doing it. And so in the last year, it's show up or shut up. That's it. There's no in between. And so I challenge you to take that, whatever season you're in, whether things are going really, really well or they're not going so well, you're either going to do the work or you're not. Because I'm going to say this, there's no reward for potential. There's only rewards for execution. So either you're going to sit in your potential or you're going to execute. And I hope it's the latter. So what we doing? The second takeaway, I belong in the spaces that I am in, and I need to believe that. I shared a little bit about how imposter syndrome sits in, and you're like, what am I even doing? Do I belong here? Like, am I taking up the right space? Just all the negative thoughts that come with imposter syndrome. I really had to learn I belong in the spaces that I am in, and specifically regarding my career. Like if you look at the track record of people who work in the private equity and alternative investment space, they are not country sounding young Black girls from Birmingham, Alabama, raised by a single mom. Poor, not even poor, P-O-E. They are your prestigious Harvards, Yale, all of that. Me, that is not me. Y'all know that I'm a proud HBCU grad 2 times. And so in entering a space where I am a minority, I really had to sit in. I've worked hard to be here. No one has given me a god doggone thing. Not a dollar, not a handout, not these degrees, nothing. And so the more that I have self-affirmed myself and reminded myself of that, the more comfortable I have become. Now, it's still a journey. I'm still working on the imposter syndrome piece, especially in my career, but I am learning daily that I belong. Well, I'm reminding myself daily that I belong in the spaces that I am in, and I have to believe it. So that's what's been up with me. I'm excited to be back. I am a little nervous to be in front of a camera sharing this on YouTube. You know, our sacred space was my closet. I was not showing my face, maybe some BTS on my Instagram story, but it really feels good to now expand my reach and my audience. And I'm excited to welcome you on this journey with me. Nothing has changed though. Before we get out of here, y'all know I have to give you some homework. So, for your homework this week, two things. I really want you to take inventory of what's been holding you back, and that is in any area of your life. So, whether it's professionally, financially, romantically, personally, think about what your life looks like and really assess, where am I holding myself back? And just jot it down in your notes, wherever you are taking notes on this episode, and sit with that, because in order for us to grow, we have to confront the things that are holding us back. Secondly, decide how you're going to address it. If it's financially, get on the budget. Get a financial advisor. Talk to someone who can help you with those challenges. If it's professionally, make connections. Get on LinkedIn. Find a mentor. Like, there are free, easy ways to address some of the things that are holding us back. And then if those things are deeper than surface level, y'all know I'm an advocate for therapy. Find you a therapist and unpack that, because you will not be your best self until you release anything that's holding you back. Got it? Got it. All right, that wraps up another episode of the School of Life podcast. Again, I'm excited to be back. Welcome back. Class is officially in session. This marks a new season, a new chapter. We're going to have a lot of fun this season. As always, I hope you learned something new or gained some new insight, because that's why this podcast exists. Keep fighting, keep pushing, keep evolving. Talk to you soon. Want more School of Life? Be sure to like, share, and subscribe.